Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it took a while for this video to come up, but I did say that my camera was out of commission and I was waiting to get my camera fixed. So I am back into my regular production, my regular camera. So now we're back up and running, and I wanted to come on here today and do a chit chat, wash and go. As you guys see, I have my son with me and he is not trying to let me do this video. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to do a chit chat, wash and go. So you guys asked some questions on my Instagram and I wanted to address them here on my channel. I didn't get to address everyone's question because the video ended up being shorter than I thought it would be. But I just wanted this video to be chill. I want to do my hair while I'm talking to you guys and using my regular products that I normally use to do my wash and go, because a lot of people really didn't watch the previous video that I posted about my go-to wash and go products. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you that process once again, just with better lighting and just an overall better visual of what I'm doing, because I feel like the last one wasn't the best quality, and I want to specify how much I really do love that combination of products and why I love it. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's start with the questions. Okay guys, so my hair is freshly washed and I'm using a towel by the brand Elodie. I don't really remember the name of the brand, so I will link it right here and I will also link it in the description box. But this towel is nice because, as you can see, the back has this loop that you can just tuck it in right here like that and it doesn't fall off. I have it on really loose right now, but you can make it like really tight and just tuck it in the blue loop in the back, and they come in like different colors. But anyways, so now that my hair is freshly washed, we'll take it down, and as you can see, I washed it using these products that I'm going to show you on the screen. These products are fairly new to me. I've never used them before, but I wanted to try something different. Disclaimer, you're going to hear a lot of noise in the background because my kids are very loud and they don't like when I'm doing anything productive. So if you hear them, I apologize in advance. So I was saying that I used some products that I never tried before. I got them in the mail probably like a month ago, and I was like, I don't really have like a set shampoo and conditioner right now, so I said let me go ahead and try it. I actually really enjoyed using them because they smell so good, and I'm big on like shampoos that smell good. If it doesn't smell good, I'm kind of like already like unimpressed right away. I definitely liked the shampoo and conditioner. Oh, sorry. Would I use that conditioner to detangle my hair? Probably not, because I like to detangle my hair before I wash my hair, and that's the product that I want to get into first that I use. This is the shampoo, and I'm going to show it on the screen. I've been obsessed with this product for months because before I was using the Herbal Essence mask, and I absolutely love that mask to detangle my hair, but because it's so small and the price tag is a little bit higher than the pre-shampoo, I tend to gravitate more towards that one because it's more affordable and it's in a bigger jar. But if you're looking for something that can detangle your hair really well, definitely try that out, because I am a sucker for like products like that consistency, and that gets your hair very good, that gives your hair a lot of slip so that it makes it easy to detangle. So I'm going to start by sectioning off my hair and then making sure that it's drenched in water before I apply any products. So I'm going to start in the back and work my way to the front. And I'm going to be using my go-to spray bottle. I've been using this bottle for years. If you guys don't remember, I always use this bottle. It has never broken on me. Fingers crossed. This bottle is probably like 4 years old or maybe more than that. I like the fact that it sprays so well. But anyway, we're not talking about too much on like product. You guys can see what I'm doing. You guys know what I normally do. So I'm gonna get into the first question that you guys asked on Instagram. Let's jump right in. The first question I'm gonna answer is, how did you get comfortable with being on camera? I can't really say that I'm comfortable on camera. I'm comfortable to an extent, but if you guys haven't noticed, I'm still a little awkward on camera. Because as I said before, I don't like feeling like I'm talking to myself. It does feel like I'm talking to myself because I don't have a huge audience. This is the first product I'm using, by the way. This is the Kinky Curly Not Today. I love this leave-in so much because it's just so light and it detangles and it just makes your hair soft and very manageable. So I'm gonna apply that all over my hair before I go in with the second product, which you guys know is the mousse from Camille. I got comfortable with being on camera by just doing it over and over and over again, and I'm still not that comfortable being on camera. And if you are uncomfortable being on camera, I would just only say that everything is just all in your head. It's not really what you think. People aren't staring at the size of your nose or whatever it is that you think is so awkward about yourself. For me, it's my voice. I hate my voice. So I had to get out of that mindset of whatever bothers me is going to bother everybody else. No, that's not really the case. You are your biggest critic. So everything that you do is always going to be cringe, if that makes sense. Have you ever gone back and looked at your old YouTube videos? Absolutely. I do it all the time, and it's kind of therapeutic for me because it kind of makes me feel like I need to get on my Zoom, if that makes sense. It just kind of reminds me of like, you did that. You can do even better things if you just keep going, because look, you did that years ago and it came out so nice. And you know what's crazy about that too? I realize that whenever I watch stuff that is old, I always feel more impressed by it than I do when I'm watching it back when I first post it, or when I first edit it. It always seems so cringe, and there's always something so wrong with the footage or something so not good about it to me whenever I'm like in the moment editing something. But then when I go back and watch it like years later, it always ends up being like, oh my gosh, that was actually a really good video. This isn't as cringe as it was when I was being in my head and when I was first doing it. Yes, I have a lot of cringe videos that I still think is cringe to this day, but for the most part, a lot of the videos I did, they don't seem that cringe to me anymore. They just kind of seem like, wow, Shari, you're super consistent and doing my thing basically back then. So that's how I feel about that, like going back and look at my old videos. Someone asked me, will you extend your platform to TikTok? I already have a TikTok. Can't say I'm doing well on there, but I use it for business purposes because I do have sponsored content that I have to make for brands that sometimes want TikTok content. But I don't think I'm super developed on TikTok because the algorithm doesn't really like me on there. Or I don't even, you know what, this year I told myself, because my birthday was 3 days ago. It was October 2nd or 4 days. I don't know how many days ago my birthday was. I don't even know what day today is. Mom brain. But I told myself I am definitely going to get out of the habit of like blaming anything except for myself when it comes to my progress, because I do know that a lot of the reason why a lot of the things don't work out is because of me being lazy, me not putting in enough effort. Because when I'm real with myself, I can do a lot better. Like if I take the time out to like really focus on doing something, I can do it really well. But my problem is I never really have the time to focus on anything specifically. Like I'm not single. I have 3 children, literally, and I don't necessarily have I don't have hours at a time to sit down and perfect everything that I do. And it's not about being perfect, honestly, which I've learned. but I will stop blaming other things like the algorithm and all this. Yeah, the algorithm is a little tricky, but if you do good content, eventually you always get noticed by the right people, the right brands, and everything like that. So I don't post on TikTok a lot, but I definitely need to post more, and I definitely need to probably niche down, because sometimes niching down will help you do better on certain platforms. I can't stick to one niche because I just have so many things that I like to do, and I'm not gonna be that person that is just tied down to one thing. As you guys see, like, I stopped doing hair videos, and then now I'm back doing hair videos because sometimes I get really into one thing, and then I'm just like, I don't want to do that anymore. Or I'm not feeling it right now. Let me put it down for a second. It's bittersweet. It's not really a good thing, but it's not a bad thing either, because we can't just be stuck in one place. Because then when it's time to do something different, your audience is going to kind of be like, what is she doing? You know, we don't want to see this. And that I've seen that happen to people many times. How are you consistent with content along with being a mother of 3? I'm not consistent with content. That's the truth. And that's probably why my views look the way that they look. I don't have a very consistent schedule because I kind of wake up every day and do whatever feels right. And sometimes I'm really busy with like brand deals, and I do a lot of brand deals now because that's how I actually make the most of my money to pay my bills. I definitely spend a lot more time creating sponsored content than I do on my own content, and that's kind of like why I decided to come back on YouTube, because I'm like, dang, I miss making content that I want to make. And I don't like making content that I want to make for Instagram because I don't really think my Instagram is like where my people are, if that makes sense. If you're here from Instagram and you like watching my YouTube videos, shout out to you, because a lot of my Instagram followers, I don't feel like watch my YouTube videos. They kind of just watch me for like mom stuff, and that's totally understandable because I did gain a following from like just making mom content. But I do feel like it's important to still have that fun part of content where it's like you're just doing stuff because you want. I started doing all of this stuff because I genuinely just like to share stuff. I don't like to be dishonest, so like I like to talk about stuff that I like genuinely, that I use every day. If I do sponsored content, that's why it's disclaimed that you are doing a sponsored video, so that everyone knows like, hey, I'm doing this because they're paying me to do it, but I only agree to do sponsored content with brands that I genuinely feel like, okay, this resonates with me, or this is something that I could use every day, or I do like this product. Because if it's something that I don't like, I've gotten people ask me to do stuff regarding I don't, just random things that I don't like use on a daily basis, like certain supplements that I don't use, or certain like maybe like a fragrance that I don't like, and I would be like, no, I'm okay, because I don't like that fragrance in real life, so why am I doing this? I believe I kind of went off that question a little bit because it was definitely asking me how am I consistent. So what do? I have something that I have to do. I kind of work around it, meaning like with their dad, if he's home, I will just ask him like, hey, can you like keep them away from me for like a certain amount of time while I lock myself in the room and I film. Or if it's something that they're just with me, I just try to like see if I can film during the day while they're around, when they're not so like hyper and needy. Like the times where they're like really quiet, I try to like get stuff done. But other than that, it's not really, I wouldn't say that I'm consistent. So that's kind of something that just comes with day by day. It's a day by day thing for me. And someone also asked, how do you juggle life with kids and work? And that's basically the same thing. It's like I work twice a week, 9-to-5 job, and then the rest of the week I do content. So when they're not with me, it's because I'm at work. but when they're with me, I'm literally here making content. So it's just, that's just how it works. And it's not easy. It's the hardest thing that I probably ever had to do, because I remember when I used to make content back in the day when I only had one child, which is my 11-year-old right now. It was super easy because it was just one child, and sometimes she wouldn't be here because I had a lot of help during that time. She would be with other relatives sometimes. She would be with my mom sometimes. And I had that time to like really focus on content. And I think that's how I built my following, was when I had the time to like really focus, and how I built my YouTube, as you can see. So someone asked what the best advice dealing with a breakup. I will say I've had my share of breakups. It's not focusing. Yeah, I've had my share of breakups, and the advice that I would give to anybody who's dealing with a breakup is really just the less energy that you put into being sad and like trying to undo what's already done. It's almost like an energy force that's going to make the situation worse than it already is. The best thing you can do is literally take it for what it is. If you and someone are breaking up because of off the strength of them, not you, because if you're breaking up with somebody, obviously you're not really that sad about it because you're the one breaking up with them. But if someone breaks up with you, you're literally gonna have to accept the fact that someone who you thought wanted to be with you actually doesn't want to be with you, and you're just gonna have to literally remind yourself, don't ever force someone to see your value. So if someone sees themselves without you and they're content with that, and you see it otherwise, we know that you are devastated. We know that you probably feel like, oh no, this person's making a mistake by not being with me or breaking up with me. 9 times out of 10, they might be making a mistake, but you'll be making an even bigger mistake by trying to force them to want to be with you. Because if I could go back to a time in my life where someone was clearly they didn't want to be with me, clearly they didn't want to have nothing to do with me, and I killed myself trying to prove to that person or make that person think otherwise. I really wish I had more people to kind of slap sense into me during that time when I was younger. This is the mousse that I'll be using. Make sure you guys obviously pay attention to the technique that I use, because the technique really does matter. I put a lot at the top, and then I take the mousse and I kind of I use my fingers and I pull my hair and I squeeze the mousse into my hair. It's basically how I get the chunky curls that I mentioned in my last video. If you didn't see that video, you can go check it out, because I'm a little bit more specific and precise on the details. But it's really just a matter of infusing the mousse into your hair and making chunky, big curls so that you can get that nice fluffy definition. Instead of it being like spirally definition, it's more like chunkier. Like I was saying, I wish I had more people to like really tell me that when I was younger, like, you know, you don't need to prove to nobody that you are who they need to be with. Because at the end of the day, it's true what they say when they say let something go, and if it finds its way back to you, then fine. But even then, that's situational. If something is meant for you, it will be there. It will literally be there. People break up and get back together all the time. That's totally like a different scenario. But if it's somebody that clearly is like, get away from me, like, I don't want to have nothing to do with you, I found somebody else, or whatever reasoning they have, they just don't want to be bothered with the relationship anymore, you have to let that person literally let that person do what they want to do. The more you let people do what they want to do, the clearer everything becomes for everyone. Because the more you try to like push up on people, you can't make anybody do anything. So the more you kind of try to make people do what you want them to do is kind of like how you get into situations where either you're with someone, they're not happy, the relationship is forced, you get cheated on, whatever. Just never force people to do what they don't want to do, because you'll get a better outcome if you let people just kind of be. Just let the person be. To deal with the breakup, I would say focus on yourself internally. Like, and I don't mean like glow up and all of that. Like, yeah, you want to do all of that stuff otherwise, but I mean like internally, like work on yourself and figure out why is it that you feel so compelled to stay in that relationship. Because 9 times out of 10, the reason is not a substance why you wanted to stay with that person who didn't want to be with you. You're looking for some kind of acceptance, or you just want to be loved by someone. It's always some reason why you want to stay in a toxic situation, so to speak. And you have to look at that and really decide like, hey, am I really, really trying to do this with this person? Or can I just go ahead and just be valued somewhere else, even if it's alone? I don't know if that answer made any sense, but that's literally how I would tell people to like deal with a breakup, because you just have to deal with it. It's one of those things where don't be so conditioned to feel like you have to be with that person because it's already been so long, or whatever reason you feel like you guys have to be together. There's never any reason why you have to be with someone. Whatever reason that is, get it out of your head and start thinking of the bigger picture of it all. And I promise you, you will be okay. I think we're good with the curls. They look pretty defined. I'm probably going to put a little bit more mousse in the back, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys see. So I'm going to let my hair air dry for a few hours, and then I'm going to come back and let you guys see how it came out. And it's probably going to be fire, because I already know. I love this combination. It's just so good. And I keep talking about it. I'm going to sound like a broken record when I tell you that this combination is just magic. I don't know how I stumbled upon this combination, but it has just been my go-to. I want all the girls to know about it. I'm gonna clump these together a little bit more and then make sure that they are nice and chunky before I let it dry, because you have to make sure that it's how you want it before it dries. I'm gonna come back and show you guys the finished results. Okay guys, so this is the finished result. As you guys could see, the curls are very, very fluffy, very soft. As I always say, this combination gives me, but this is probably like my favorite wash and go combo, hands down, because this is day 1 hair, and it gets even better on day 2, 3, and 4 with this combo. If I spend my time to really do that combination thoroughly without filming and just concentrate on just my hair and not talking and all of that, it comes out even more prettier than this. If you guys saw the last video, it was beautiful. It was perfect. I like it now. I just wish that it would be a little bit bigger. But as you can see, the curls are giving. I'm gonna link everything that I use in the video, as always, in the description box, so you guys can check those out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more, because my camera is back. I am so happy to be back. I'm so happy to have my camera back. I just could not do it with that other camera. I'm sorry. It was just, it was not giving what it needed to give. And if you guys are interested in what I film with, I'm also going to link all of that in the description box as well. So I see you guys in my next video, and thanks for watching.